there is no way, lawful or constitutional way, to keep President Trump off a ballot. The presumption in all of these media discussions of the 14th Amendment was, oh, if he did insurrection, if he was involved in insurrection, which is a big if, and I don't think that's true, well, the 14th Amendment means he can't be president. Well, that's not true. Then let's go to the text of the Constitution, which almost always the left is loath to highlight. And it's 14th Amendment, Section 3, that's the relevant section. There you see on your screen. And I want you to read it carefully because this is going to be, you'll be tested on this later. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who have previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may by a vote of 2/3 of each house remove such disability. So what's missing there? As Michael Mukasey is highlighted, a former attorney general in the Wall Street Journal, Mark Levin is highlighted, others who have looked at this issue closely have highlighted. What's missing there? The president. He's not. There's no language in there about a president. The president is not an officer of the United States. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress. So there's no limitation on being a president, assuming they even did this insurrection or rebellion. Who as an officer of the United States, because there's no reference there to a president, so the left is trying to suggest that the president is an officer of the United States, so Trump took an oath as an officer of the United States. An officer of the United States, dear friends, is someone who is appointed by a president or by one of his appointees. The president of the United States is not an officer of the United States under law. Do you think the founders just, or in this case, the writers of the 14th Amendment after the Civil War, forgot to add president in there as someone who was covered by this? So the 14th Amendment, a plain reading of the 14th Amendment means that there is no way, lawful or constitutional way, to keep President Trump off a ballot. Now, is that going to be the end of the discussion? Of course not. You have all of these, you've had a few conservative law professors pretend to find a meaning in the 14th Amendment that isn't there, that it applies to the president. Again, no person shall be a senator or representative in Congress. Okay, so it's no prohibition on the president. Under this reading, even if they had previously taken an oath, maybe I'm misreading this, but I think I'm fairly reading it. Even if they had previously taken an oath and then engaged in insurrection or rebellion, they still could be elected president. But a presidential oath of office to defend the Constitution isn't covered under this constitutional provision. Now, the left's response is, Tom, you mean the president can engage in insurrection and rebellion and be eligible for president of the United States? My answer is, that's what it says. Now, I wanted to take a step back again. There was no insurrection. The president was not involved in it. If there was, of course, I don't think anyone's been charged with insurrection. There's been these, in my view, absurd seditious conspiracy charges here in Washington, D.C. that have led to over-the-top sentences for people who weren't really involved in seditious conspiracy, but that's a whole other matter. So this is a straightforward analysis. Does the 14th Amendment apply in these circumstances? The answer is no. There is no good faith basis to assert that President Trump was involved in an insurrection, or is there a good faith basis to suggest that the 14th Amendment provision here even applies to him as a former president? It doesn't. It doesn't apply to him as a former president, and it doesn't restrict his ability to run for office. It's a straightforward analysis. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.